Okay, today we're gonna talk about the very, very hot topic now lah. Menu Rahmah.
Menu Rahmah.
You're listening to...
Jom Sembang, Malaysia.
So, this Menu Rahmah suddenly appeared out of nowhere, right?
Yes, where did it come from actually?
I don't freaking idea, but I think it's one of the plans that the government had to just make sure that with all the increased ingredients for food prices and all those things,
Okay.
that people can still afford to eat meals that has all the nutrients and vitamins in it.
To make nutritious food affordable for the B40 lah, people who can't afford lah.
Yeah. So the idea is the meal has to be 5 ringgit or below.
Okay.
It has to have a protein, carbs, and vegetables.
I have a silly question, right? Why then, if it's possible to do, that we don't have it? Do you know what I mean?
I actually thought that, okay, the same question I have. But then a few days after the release of this campaign, some of the people who agree to participate in this, actually there are vendors who agree to participate in this Menu Rahmah.
I see, okay.
That they will provide it, blah, blah, blah. Because before they launch, they have to make sure got vendor who provide lah.
Pictures lah.
Correct. So the vendors after 2-3 days say, it's a rugi thing, you know. Like, it doesn't make sense because after a few days they realize that even with the volume that they get, it doesn't cover their costs.
Okay, so I watched the news yesterday, and there was a vendor, like a nasi kandar shop lah, who was offering this. And actually what intrigued me was, they said they would have rice, vegetable, and fish. And I'm thinking, isn't fish one of the most expensive meats around, right?
Not when chicken is more expensive now.
Okay. So maybe it depends on the kind of fish lah. But the thing was, he said it's limited. So limited edition. So I don't know, are people also using it as a marketing ploy? You know what I mean? It's like 5 ringgit for a meal. They don't check your credentials, of course. Anybody can come and buy.
Correct.
But you have to eat that menu lah. Like today, this is the menu for Menu Rahmah. But it is limited edition. So I suppose people, like, I don't know, if I was in the vicinity, I might just go and try and see, if it's already sold out, then I might just go and try and eat something else.
True. But I think the only reason they have to do a limit amount every day is otherwise the vendor who sell it full day, right? Like the vendor who complain lah, actually make a loss. Like, yes. I'm trying to help people, but I make a loss. And then the government replied him by saying that, okay, we also try to give cheaper materials or ingredients to those who agree to do this Menu Rahmah thing. But yet, even then, the vendor said it's still not enough to break even or just break even. And breaking even does not mean I can pay my salary, the salary of the workers.
And how do they supply the ingredients? Does that mean they can come and buy from a
According to the
supplier?
News article I read, the entire campaign has this, like, okay, there's this Menu Rahmah thing, and then those who sign up for it are like Persatuan or which vendor.
Yes.
And so based on this, right, they can also say that, okay, those who sign up this Persatuan, you can get ingredients from this certain place at a cheaper thing. So it's all like a cheap price for the sake of society or B40 community kind of concept lah. Okay, but a lot of vendors who try it, because now it's been run for about 2-3 weeks or so already, right? They say that they try like this, but at the end of the day, it's not break even. They don't break even, or it's a loss or something. So it makes you question whether it works or not. But yes, of course, you have people who use it as a promotion gimmick lah. So yeah, it's quite interesting lah.
I think it's a good idea though. I do think it's a good initiative. It's a good concept, because then it helps people to take care of the people who cannot afford to go out. I mean, okay, now I go to my regular kopitiam. Last time I come out 5 ringgit for my bowl of noodles.
Okay,
5
impossible
ringgit
now.
for my mom's bowl of noodles. And then it slowly increased. So over the last 10 years, it didn't increase for a long time. And then suddenly it went to 6. Then it went to 7. Now it's 7.50 for mine. But, so the guy, right? Okay, his name was Along. Shout out to Along. He still gives my mom at 5 ringgit. So, and this was before Menu Rahmah, right? So I feel like, okay, so some people actually, like, okay, for all customers, or
but that's
for
because
seniors,
your mom has lesser noodles in
that's
it.
true, but it's not $2 worth of noodles that she's cutting out lah. I mean, it's the ingredients and all that is the same. But I'm just saying, it's not entirely a new thing. You know, people have been doing food for cheaper, maybe for some types of people or certain people, for some time lah. But it's a good thing lah. It's a good initiative lah, I think.
The other thing that always bug me is every time, for example, right, egg price goes up, oil price go up, rice price goes up. Then our food price goes up.
Yes.
Okay. But when the government managed to pull the rice price down, the egg price down, the flour price down, I don't see my food price go down. It remains at that tier.
Correct.
So I find it like actually it's a bit unfair kind of feeling lah.
Or you kurang manis, you know, kurang gula, tak mau gula, tapi itu harga sama. Sebab
gula a bit hard to say because gula is not like 1 spoon equals RM1. You know, one whole packet, right? You take 1 spoon is really like 1 cent, 10 cent, you know. It's so, for me, that one, I'm not calculative lah. But if when it comes to rice or eggs, then yeah. I feel like last time, if I add an egg, you only pay 80 cents or RM1. Now you add an egg, it's RM2, 250. Like, I don't add one fried egg, become 250. The pinch is already there lah, I felt.
Yeah. Yeah, and the price never drops.
Correct. So the other gimmick that I saw recently on my Facebook is Menu Rahmah now got durian.
Oh yes, I heard. How does
Durian
that work?
Musang King, $4.99.
Means you get what, 1 biji, is it?
No, they show the whole Tupperware. And then they just sell. So to me, it's like, durian not considered quite a luxury treat lah, okay? How is it become Menu Rahmah? And so it's not even nutrition balance, no what you call that, no carbs, no
Who
protein.
said?
Like, it's not a meal, it's a
It is!
food.
I can have durian for a meal.
Anyway, it probably works well for the durian fellas because if nobody buy a durian, the durian will spoil anyway. Might as well $4.99 and clear the stock, that kind of thing. But yeah, I thought how creative Malaysians are as usual, just to stretch that $4.99 or RM5 thing to so many different things. Not just food. Nowadays you have stuff like Pakaian Rahmah. Like what?
But what's the meaning of Rahmah?
Oh, I couldn't find out. And I Google and search all the press releases, right? No one explained what is it. It just happened to be a campaign Menu Rahmah.
So I thought it was like an Arabic word or something. So actually don't have. It's not like Rahmat, blessing or something.
I don't know. So if you guys are listening and you know, please let us know. Because when Jurita is curious about something, she will be curious until she finds the answer.
Yes, correct.
But actually this whole Menu Rahmah thing is not entirely new because we kind of heard of the story in Tawau, right?
Exactly, yes. Okay, so the first time I heard about Menu Rahmah, the first thing that hit me was nasi bambong.
Correct, because in Tawau it's like the menu budget lah, you know?
Yes, so for those of you who don't know about this nasi bambong, it was started by the Bugis people a long time ago. And bambong actually means penganggur lah. So for the unemployed, right? And you went to try it out, right? I was busy that day, I couldn't go. Tell us about it.
So basically the idea is, of course the first question I asked the seller was, how do you keep the prices low? Because that time I think when we eat was at RM3 or RM4.
2, I think.
Depending on what you take.
Okay.
Yeah, so some people they just take the veg.
So starting
some people,
at 2
they take,
onwards.
Yeah, protein and veg. Or they take curry sauce, but it all comes with a free flow drink and soup.
Wow.
So it could easily be RM3 to RM5 only lah. It could be chicken or some fish. So what happened is the idea of it, the concept is, last time people cannot afford to eat. Then they want to sell food to make sure everybody eat and don't die of hunger. So they'll go to the market and buy whatever that's cheapest at the moment.
Okay.
And then they will bring back, for example, chicken. Instead of each one have quarter chicken,
right?
They cut. Then each one have maybe one chicken can feed 20 people because each one take 2 pieces. But at least you have chicken.
Yes, betul.
You know, so that was the idea behind it lah.
Okay, the thing that was quite funny was, I remember in the video, in the video, it said something about, sekarang kan, kalau tak ada RM5 tak boleh makan.
Sekarang kan
RM5
tak ada
tak boleh
RM10 tak payah makan. I mean, this morning I just had breakfast, you know. I had bihun, fried bihun, with the sambal, 1 piece of chicken and eggs. That cost me $9.50 already.
Okay, I tell you something funny lah.
Okay.
Nowadays, you go to fast food restaurant, your breakfast might actually be cheaper than the kopitiam. I've never in my life ever experienced that until recently.
Yes, sometimes. In fact, I find a lot of kopitiam might be struggling soon. Because they used to sell, let's say, a bowl of noodle, like you say, $8.50. Then you order champing or some drinks, another 2 ringgit. It's a 10 ringgit meal, right?
Okay.
But then if I go to a cafe and I
Yes.
order the same chicken rice that comes with a drink, it might be just 12 ringgit.
Yeah.
Plus and minus almost the same, but I'm in the aircon mode, got people serve me, there's no noise, there's no heat.
Yeah.
And so I think in a way, kopitiam might be dying soon at this rate.
Yeah. So maybe they need to find a different way to, I don't know, survive.
I guess so. Well, time for a break. Yeah, who's our sponsor this week?
This week's episode is brought to you by Songs and Stories. If you are interested to find out more about this nasi bambong stuff, visually, tantalizingly, check out the website
At songsandstories.com.my.
Yep. We've also got a podcast. We tell you all these interesting stories that's going on around Malaysia that you might never have heard of.
Okay, so talking about Menu Rahmah, have you ever tried buying one?
No, I haven't found it. I don't know where.
Really? It's so hard to find, man. Cannot be what?
I'm a bit of a house hermit.
Okay, maybe after this we should go hunting for it.
Okay.
I mean, it's like reading about it and all that is different lah. Maybe you have to go and try it out and see why exactly our government started this thing.
Okay, but have you seen any on the road?
I don't know. They just put there nasi budget lah. I know nasi budget,
Nasi budget memang dah
bujang
ada
lah.
lah.
You know, and I sometimes find that nasi budget and nasi bujang is almost the same concept, isn't it?
I think so. I don't know why, because bujang people eat more, right?
But if I ever have to try that Menu Rahmah, I will do the Musang King Rahmah. Come on, 490. So hard to find.
It's a good one. But I don't know, have you tried those, free food? Like, remember during COVID, people were giving out, what was it called? There was a name for that too, isn't it?
The free food pack thing, right?
There was a name for it.
I can't remember.
So I used to see, from the nasi lemak shop, the roadside stall. And it's just a very humble roadside stall, right? It's not even a shop. And then you see she's selling, and then on the side, they also got these packs of giveaway food.
Okay.
I suppose it's Malaysia's way of paying it forward, even without a government initiative.
I have this strong belief lah, because I've spoken to quite a lot of F&B owners. Okay. They always tell me, Gina, we own F&B places, we sell food. It's very wrong if you see someone hungry and you don't give them food.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels wrong. So a lot of the F&B owner, I know that if they know that there are people in need of food who can't afford it, they are more than willing to give out food. Just because that is their stand or belief lah. If got people hungry, I don't feed. What is my business about?
Yeah. And I suppose the other one is like, those who at the end of the day have extra and then they find a way to give it out to the people who cannot afford it. I mean, in a way, sometimes people might think of, this is... Actually, it's not like it's reducing wastage, right? Zero waste. And it's channeling it to the right place as well. So, I don't know. To me, Menu Rahmah, again, maybe not an entirely new thing, but it's quite novel lah for the government to say, hey, let's do this, and it gives people something to rally around. I think it makes, it stirs the creative juices also. What else can I do to make things available?
I mean, after all, it's not like the government go, okay, everybody, let's Menu Rahmah. I mean, from their press releases, they actually talk about how they do research and pull people together and see whether it can be done, and then how many people are interested to be involved and everything. Then they launch. So to me, it's not a plug from the air. Like, hey, let's do this to help people. It's quite well thought and planned.
And you know what? Even if it's a miss, even if it doesn't, long term catch on, I think it would have been a good try lah.
Correct.
Try, I think worth trying lah. So yeah, kudos.
For me, even if you can afford food and you decided to buy the Rahmah one, in a way, you still buy food lah. So the seller still get benefit lah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't assume that every rich person can afford to eat nowadays anyway.
Any rich-looking person can afford to
Correct.
eat.
A lot of rich-looking fella might not be rich because they spend all their money on trying to look rich.
Correct. Or they might
So
be in a lot of
sekali they
debt.
drive Mercedes and they pay their loan and they got no money to eat, so they need Menu Rahmah. How?
Actually, that's quite funny because somebody was saying once, when you want to go and buy from the roadside, let's say they got two cars, okay, one luxury car and one not so luxury
Okay.
car. They make sure they take the not so luxury car because otherwise they get charged the bomb. People look at them strangely.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I find that when it comes to things like food or something like that, the one who bargains are the rich.
That is true. That is very true.
The so-called middle class can afford almost affordable, but not quite the kind. They rarely bargain. I think it's because they understand where the hardship of selling things come from.
Perhaps, but okay, so we have this phrase that we always say at home. That's how the rich get richer. Because they every cent, everything they can tekan from you, they will tekan.
Correct.
And then that's how they accumulate lah. I don't know if it's true. Because some people say, alah, it's so little bit, how can it make such a difference, right?
It is. That's why you have the peribahasa or the pepatah, lama-lama jadi bukit.
Yes.
Apa sikit-sikit, lama-lama jadi bukit.
Okay lah, maybe that's why I think I live quite a comfortable life, even though, sometimes income, right, is like, oh, this man from where, huh? Okay, being in the arts is a gig economy, right? So sometimes you don't have a regular stream of income coming every month. But somehow it's like, maybe because, the spending is not so much, huh?
Low maintenance.
Low maintenance.
Two of us are so low maintenance.
So I would actually be happy going to eat Menu Rahmah. I think a lot of my friends would be like, I got enough. Or
why are you doing it? You should be able to afford more than Menu Rahmah.
Yeah, or just, I don't know, it's like, tak pas quality control lah, dia punya standard lah. But to each his own lah.
Correct.
I'm very happy going to the roadside stalls, bungkus, and then take home.
Yeah, your bungkus shop is also not cheap anymore.
That is true. That's true.
Anyway, we shall leave you with the pepatah, sikit-sikit, lama-lama jadi bukit. So,
Yes.
whatever you do, whether you're saving money, the little bit you save might become a lot, or if you are doing something step by step, small things, bit by bit, yes, every small step
Yes,
brings
or
you
if
to
you're
your
doing
destiny.
Menu Rahmah and you are figuring like, okay, this is not making me a lot of money, but I still think sikit-sikit, lama-lama jadi bukit.
So, yeah, have a good meal. If you're gonna go out and try, please go out and try the Menu Rahmah. Or just buy the Menu Rahmah and give it to your neighbor. Bye-bye. Jom Sembang Malaysia is hosted by two Malaysian friends who are passionate about Malaysian stuff.
Stay tuned every week for a brand new Sembang session with Juwita Suito and Gina Yap Layong.